don't mind my look. I just got done doing school. So my great-grandmother, 93 years old, just passed away on April 9th, the day after my 32nd birthday. She fell on Easter. We were all supposed to gather at my grandma's house. So this is my great-grandmother who fell, and she was walking her dog out front to take her daily walks to keep in, being active, and she fell. She actually stayed at home that night, and an x-ray tech came by her house and evaluated her. And she was told to go to the hospital. So my aunt took her. They waited 24 hours before they gave a 90-year-old my great-grandmother, 90-year-old woman, a room. She had a broken collarbone and other, sore areas. They gave her one push. It's called a push dose of morphine. And before that, nothing else until she got into the room. They kept making up excuses. Well, that's upstairs. They handle that. We gave her the dose we could until she's back in a room. La. So she goes finally in the room after 24 hours of waiting in the hall. Hospitals right now are understaffed. And since COVID, that's a whole nother topic. So that Saturday after Easter, so that following weekend, my grandpa, her son, when he went in and saw her that night, the next morning, she went into a twilight. The nurses call it. Just, she can hear. They say that they can hear up until their last breath. But she isn't waking up or talking. And some patients, I guess, do wake up. They go in and out, but she was in a twilight dream-like sleep, but said that she could hear. That weekend, I was going places with my kids and celebrating, like my birthday was going to be landing on that 8th, the Monday. So I had no idea that she was in this state, or I would have gone to see her before that Monday. I went on my birthday because my grandpa called and told me what state she was in. Their original plan was to send her to a rehabilitation center after they got her pain regulated and could discharge her, but that did not happen. Sometimes when old people get hurt, it's like their body's way of telling them that they're ready to pass. Or maybe that's why she fell. Her body's giving out. Although the doctor said her heart was strong, all of her, most of her organs, her body was very strong, breath, everything. She's 93, still so healthy. She had a couple little minor things like wrong, of course. But besides that, grandmother still had her mind. I could still call her. And she knew I was, So anyway, I go on that Monday after spending the week with my little babes and going to Pigeon Forge and the aquarium and celebrating my birthday. But now that I'm older and I have kids, my birthday is really surrounded by them. And what can we go and do something unique that we don't always do? Let's go to Gatlinburg. Let's go to the aquarium. Let's make the kids happy. So, I knew she was in the hospital, but I didn't know it was like this, or I would have gone when she was awake. And it's almost like she was waiting on my granddad, her son, to visit her that Saturday. And she went into that state after. It's like she was waiting on that visit to finally, So I go and see her. My mom, who lives in Greenville, is on her way. She's been notified. She's coming. It's serious. She had just came for Easter, so she turned around basically and came right back the next weekend. And yeah, April 9th, almost April 10th. I think it was April 9th, 11 o'clock, or maybe a little later than that. She passed away in the hospital. My aunt called me at almost at midnight. So I guess she was right on the cusp of April 10th. But the day after my 32nd birthday, she passed away. So she had already paid for a funeral. She has had what she's going to wear. She's 93. That she's a Christian woman. I guess didn't want the family to ever have the burden of worrying about planning the funeral, paying for the funeral, anything. She's had it paid for, planned, everything. Cut some things down. Back in the day, she had a whole thing planned, but we had the family and friends, receiving of friends, and the memorial, or the graveside where you drive in the funeral line, which I had never done. I haven't had many people die, thank goodness. But especially, I've had a lot of friends who have passed away from the opioid epidemic, but close family, my family, I guess we have good blood. We've been blessed. So this is the first immediate family member to pass away. I am very in shock. I go up and down from this. So. And it's my great-grandmother, my mom had me very young, so I was at her house often. I remember so many great fond memories with her. She taught me a lot of old wives' tales, taught me a lot of fogey things. We're from East Tennessee. And she's born in 1930. Can you imagine, what she saw, 1930? So I think I'm making this video for myself, for her memory. Also, I've never really been religious. I did grow up going with my grandmother. The first time I ever went to Zion Methodist, which is where she attended, I was probably 7, 6. Grandmother has been going way before that, but she decided to start taking me. And it was a Halloween event this night. She dressed up in a mask in all black attire and a mask, my great-grandmother. And I dressed up in a cute little witch's hat that my grandma, which is her son, my grandpa's wife, my grandma's, made me. And all of her friends at the church, all the church members were just staring and gawking. Who is this little girl and this woman in a mask? And it was the funniest thing, and they won't let it go. They brought it up. They were so tickled to see me. They actually hosted the dinner after my grandma's memorial, and they stepped up like my grandmother did for many, 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 many church dinners and after burial meals. So they wanted to give back. Anyway, that was just a fun little memory I wanted to share. So I grew up going to church with her and have had a lot of great memories. It was great to see people that still remembered me so clear as day and still loved me just as much as when I was a little girl. It was a very emotional Saturday, this past Saturday. Beautiful coffin. My grandmother was dressed beautiful. She has had her outfit picked out for 30 years. White lace dress, lace gloves, beautiful. She just looked beautiful. These flowers, most beautiful roses, daisies I had ever seen, all pink and white, huge, beautiful. It was just gorgeous and just like her. But the point of this video is for me to keep holding on. So this is my grandmother's last birthday card that she gave to me. And, the birthday cards started to get less words, more just happy birthday, the thought that counts. Here's, your yearly check for your birthday, which I'm overly blessed for. And I haven't opened it yet. It wasn't even licked. She had her caretaker write like names and stuff, and I think she still signs them, but she always had her caretaker write for her. She started writing, but I'm gonna open it. because this is my last birthday card. She didn't know that this would be the last one she wrote me. But I knew that as soon as I found out about it, I thought, and this isn't a selfish thought, like, oh my God, what about my birthday card? I just knew, I said, I bet you grandmother already has my birthday card in there and it's going to be rough. So here we go. Wishing you everything for your birthday. Well, actually, it looks like she had Maddie write this one, but for Christmas this year, she wrote it, so that makes me sad that she didn't write this last one, but I'm gonna actually write the year because I want to know. And this is the last birthday card from her, but it just doesn't feel, I mean, yes, it's from her, but it feels, I don't know, different because she didn't sign it. Okay, anyway, that's all. I guess that's all. This is the quote. So here's her name, when she was born, date, where, but to my children, I want to read the quote. Be not sorrowful that I am gone, and my earthly life is done. Be not sad I passed away, for in you, my children, I live each day. There is a little of me in all of you, in each new one I live in a new. So you see, I'll never be really gone, as long as there are children to carry on. I've had my share of love, sorrow, and strife. I've lived a full and fruitful life. So do not mourn and do not weep. For I have earned this peaceful sleep. I'm sorry. Also, in lieu of flowers, she wanted donations to be given to Young Williams Animal Shelter, which, because she loved animals like we all do, and many people I know. The love that I remember her having, and I know her having, is just so strong. It's beautiful. Everything about her was beautiful. She always saw the good in everybody and everything. I rarely saw her mad. I know people always say this, such cliche, but I mean that. And I don't know if that was the era she was born in. I think it has something to do with both, how she grew up, the era she was born in, who she was as a person. Happy, saw the light in everything, was ignorant to some things. Sorry, I'm so itchy from allergies. It's really bad right now in Tennessee. You know, ignorant in some ways to, you know, say my granddad and things he's done, because men do no wrong in her. In that era, the boomer, or no, she's the silent generation. She's, yeah, the silent generation is her generation. That time period, they, you know, men are above women. So ignorant to things that some people would do, which I know she wasn't dumb. I think that's just, again, her generation and how she was raised. But what it comes down to is that joy and that love and her beautiful smile and infectious laugh and just quirky ways will live on through me, and I will for sure make sure my kids have those memories and see the pictures that they've gotten that I have built up these 3 years. I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. I will show them and tell them stories about her. And I regret not making a video that people are making of stories with their grandmas. And I want to do that with my granddad or my grandma. But I wish I had asked her more. And I know it's unhealthy to regret, but it's unexpected, even if you expect it. Even if you know she's 93 and you know it's gonna come, it's unexpected. You're never prepared, and you never will be. I have questions, and I got so caught up in the life of motherhood that I called less and less. And I started school 2 years ago. I've been engulfed in motherhood and school, cleaning, and just everyday life, that I kind of let these last 3 years pass by. When I used to call, and I used to always make sure to tell her, hey, I'm thinking of you. She would call me. She got older and older, and when you get older, you can only do what you can do, and I should have called. So I know that I need to not regret, but it's gonna happen. So again, don't mind my look. This is like really my first video. I make videos of my kids playing and living life and being happy. I don't ever put myself out there. I don't like to be vulnerable. I don't like to have eyes on me. I am a private but not private person. I have some no, that's not the word, not sheltering, but just some, things that I have to address on my end and heal from. But I need to stop living in the past and start living in the moment, which don't we all? But anyway, I'm glad that I could share. I'm not sure if I'm going to post this, but share with myself my last birthday card from my great-grandmother. And I just want to say, hug your family tight. Call, no matter how you feel, no matter how your day has been, no matter how stressed or pissed or whatever feeling you feel, call. And you won't maybe have the regrets that I feel sitting here right now, because you called and you went over there. Take care. Love your loved ones.